With an update now on the military mystery we reported on just yesterday. It involved a missing F-35 fighter jet. U.S. officials say they found debris at a crash site in a rural South Carolina.
Yeah, the stealth jet disappeared Sunday afternoon after its pilot ejected from the cockpit because of a mishap. We have team coverage of the incident. In a moment, NBC's Noah Pransky will break down what we know about this F-35 jet and how the military uses it. But first, to NBC News Pentagon correspondent Courtney Kube. So, Courtney, we know this is under investigation still, but explain exactly where this jet went down in South Carolina, how long it took to find it, and also, have we heard anything about the pilot's state of mind when he ejected?
Those are all fair questions, and the reality is we still know very little about what actually occurred here. So, taking our viewers back, Sunday afternoon, all of a sudden this big mystery started to unfold over South Carolina. There was some sort of a mishap. That's how the U.S. military, particularly the Marine Corps, is characterizing what happened in the skies that led to this F-35 pilot to eject from the aircraft. But the aircraft kept flying and then ultimately disappeared. It was about 24 hours before the aircraft was positively identified about 2 hours north of Joint Base Charleston in South Carolina. It was in a very rural area, which may explain part of the reason that it took so long for the military or local responders, first responders, to find any witnesses to what actually happened. But the bigger question is still, why was there no communication link between the military and this aircraft? Well, we got one of the answers, possible answers to that last night. It appears that the transponder may have malfunctioned while the aircraft was in the air. But the reality is, beyond that, we still don't know what may have caused the pilot to eject and why the aircraft ultimately went down. It did fly on autopilot for some time before the crash.
Wow. Courtney, I mean, this did have far-reaching implications. The U.S. Marine Corps grounded all flights yesterday because of this incident. So is that order, first of all, still in place? And then big picture, what are they doing to address this pretty costly issue, too?
Yeah, that's right. The order is still in place. It's for about 48 hours, and that may actually extend until later this week, because if there's an aircraft that's deployed and has some real-world missions, they can delay their two-day safety stand-down until they've finished up those missions. But it's not just this F-35 incident that caused that stand-down. There were also two deadly crashes, Marine Corps aircraft, an F-18 near San Diego in August, and an Osprey crashed off the coast of Australia, also in August, that killed 3 Marines. So all 3 of those incidents together led the acting commandant of the Marine Corps, General Eric Smith, to call this safety stand down. It will be in place for several days. And essentially, it's for the pilots, the maintainers, everyone involved in all the Marine Corps aircraft to take a look at their practices and make sure that they're not doing something that could be leading to these incidents.
Yeah, an important review. NBC News Pentagon correspondent Courtney Kube. Courtney, thank you.
Let's bring in NBC News correspondent Noah Pransky now. Noah, first, just tell us more about the F-35. It's considered one of the most advanced fighter jets in the world, right?
Yeah, so one of the big reasons that this plane above South Carolina was so hard to find, every F-35 and the entire F-35 family has radar-evading stealth capabilities, both in the shape of the jet and in its radar-absorbing exterior. The planes are supersonic. They fly up to 1,200 miles per hour, 1.6 times the speed of sound. They can hold 10 tons of fuel, keeping them in the air seemingly forever. And they have incredible data collection ability, helping them both the pilots in their missions and military assets on the ground. So the Marines in particular have been flying these planes since 2015. And the U.S. has nearly 1,000 of them, but 16 other countries as well have put in orders too, with the maker, Lockheed Martin. As for the cost, $40,000. No, that's not the cost of a plane. That's one helmet's cost for a pilot of an F-35. These things are so high-tech. The cost of the actual plane, a cool $80 million each. It's America's most expensive weapon system ever, which may explain why the internet had so much fun when the military asked for help in locating it. Ads like this one appear on eBay, offering an F-35 stealth fighter for $80 million plus $550 in shipping.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.